Lacrou, vai ter joguinho de terror hoje? Não. Não, sai fora, mó medo da porra. Por que teria? Sai fora. E essa foto aqui, cuzão?
Freya's best work, in my opinion.
Obra-prima da Freya.
Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter?
Que é isso
What's
aí?
that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Parece que pode ser
That
da
looks like it might
Poppy.
belong to Poppy.
Por que você fala isso? É rosa, bicho burro.
That belongs to Poppy.
So, why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure. There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Oxi. O que você quer dizer com isso? Você tá ficando doido?
It's an egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after
E
the
se ela
murder.
estivesse segurando aquela pazinha?
There's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
Por que você não fala
When
o
we
que
went
é?
into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
A Flora tava ajoelhada no chão. Isso muda tudo. Mentira, não muda
That
nada.
looks like it might belong to Poppy. It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it
Poppy e
once.
Freya falando
What
disso
were
uma
they saying?
vez.
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Ah, vai se fuder. Como você não lembra, cara? O que você acha da Fifi?
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
Tá bom. Pode deixar que eu te conto, viu, meu guerreiro?
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism.
Ah,
money,
então ele gosta de
property.
dinheiro?
But his
Pô,
ego
então ele tá
relies
interessado
on an
nessas
entirely
frutas.
fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
Não?
I was just about to say the same thing. I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
O que você acha de você mesmo?
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Nossa, que cara enjoado, hein? Você é enjoado, enjoado. Nada de suspeito? Não? Ai, mas que inferno, cara. Mas que bosta de cu, de pênis, de pinto, de pau. Me dá uma dica. A gente devia falar com a Fifi. Eu acabei de falar com a Fifi, cara.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Me fala o que você sabe do calango tocando harpa.
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning
Não,
yet?
não sei o que é. Não sei o que é,
Working on
cara.
it.
We are?
Mano, e o Fitz? Você não gosta dele, não?
Name, Fitzfellow, age 24,
Criptobotânico? Ele investe em NFTs?
likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
O que é criptobotânico?
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
Ele tava um criptobotânico, um botânico investidor de NFT carregando uma faca? Isso não se vê todo dia. Isso é, no mínimo, suspeito.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower.
É,
Something.
Let's ask him about it.
suspeito. E aí, Zé Ruela do caralho?
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't.
Ah,
sneak.
não foi o que as
Was it
más
Fifi
línguas
who told you
disseram,
this?
hein?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken.
Seu
Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye
Seu cu,
lens.
porque alguém. Porque a detetive particular Hawkshaw falou que ela tem umas habilidades observatórias muito incríveis. Então eu confio que ela conseguiu ver certinho o que ela viu. Arrombado.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi mentiu sobre ver Fitz. Fifi claramente viu Fitz carregando uma faca. Fifi de fato viu Fitz, mas ele estava carregando outra coisa. Não, ela claramente viu Fitz carregando uma faca.
Fifi definitely saw Fitz.
Eu
holding a
confio que ela
knife.
tem habilidades observatórias
Maybe
incríveis.
not.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Mas era outra coisa? Ué, mano, mas então as habilidades observativas dela não são incríveis. Confessa, seu investidor de NFT! Era outra
Fifi
coisa, então. Era
did
aquele
see
negócio lá do...
But he was holding something else.
Era aquele outro
So,
bagulho lá.
if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
Era aquele outro bagulho lá. Era isso aqui, ó.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Vamos lá. Será que existe um motivo pro Fitz subir a Torre Pointer com a pazinha? Foi usado para enterrar, é usado pelo Fitz para cuidar de... Uma única pena? O que que é isso? Será que existe um motivo para ele subir com a pá? Mano, a pá é usado pelo Fitz para cuidar de... um vaso de flor no quarto da Penny.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
Seu cu.
We need a clue to compare to that
Confessa!
flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Algo a comparar diretamente com o vaso de flor no quarto da Penny. A terra aqui, ó. A terra é a mesma.
Let's take a closer look at these.
A terra é a mesma. Confessa! O vaso e a terra no quarto da Flora. No quarto da Penny. Não, o vaso e a terra no quarto da Penny combina com o vaso e a terra encontrado no
The
jardim.
pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in the garden. Almost. Maybe just change.
Encontrado na estufa do Fitz.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
A casa caiu, seu cripto...
Let me guess.
filha da
Penny's
puta.
flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way.
Cadê o
it's
seu
a
body de
coincidence.
ape?
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Como assim parece
Turns
com a
out
Penny?
Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
Tá. Vamos falar com ela agora. O que você acha da Fifi?
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh, I mean, well, you don't need to.
Oh, no. It's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
E a Hawkshaw?
She's a most unsavory little... She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which
Mãe,
part?
porque você é
The
brega.
giant bird arms or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow.
Não, ela é da hora. Ela é bem estilosa.
I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Porque ele contratou ela, né?
It was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
Sabia. Claro que eu sabia, caralho.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little
Ela
too
tem drip,
abstract
porra.
for me.
Hawkshaw tem... Hawkshaw, como é que é o nome dela mesmo? Tem drip
Did you
pra
know the sun
caralho.
is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
E a Freya, o que você acha dela?
She'd
Morreu, né?
sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning,
Ai,
and
tadinha.
paint the birds.
Ai, que triste.
Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
Genoveva?
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her.
Pera,
But
cadê esse
she had a
quadro?
way of understanding.
Eu não vi esse quadro com o nome dos passarinhos, eu não vi. Cadê?
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Será que tá lá no quarto dela? Deixa eu ir dar um pulo lá antes de continuar perguntando. É aqui, né? Cadê o quadro? É aqui?
That bed.
Does it feel warm?
No, you're right.
It's not coming from the bed.
Não sei cadê esse quadro. Foda-se. Mano, tem alguma coisa rolando aqui no meio da casa, né? Provavelmente é aqui que eu tenho que ir. Porque acabou de falar que tem um calor vindo aqui de baixo. Mano, essa porra dessa lagoa aqui que é mais funda do que parece? É porque desce aqui, cara. Tem um outro cômodo aqui, meu. Se eu entrar aqui dentro desse quadro e nadar pra cima, desse aquário, eu vou achar um outro lugar no meio da porra da casa. Desgraçados, eu já desvendei o mistério, deixa eu entrar.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait, is that me?
Ok, vou perguntar pra ela sobre a fita.
Goodness me, Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly. Hardly the place for it.
E o que você acha do retrato falado?
I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably
Então aquele puzzle da harpa vai fazer eu entrar no meio da casa, no cômodo secreto que tem no meio da casa, eu acho.
Oh, that's rather sad.
E esse
Poppy's
gramofone?
gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
E o que você me diz sobre a pequena lente?
I don't know what that is.
Obrigado. E as tintas?
Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian. Had her own priorities.
Como assim largada? Falaram que ela cuidava mó bem das coisas dela, caralho. Ok, com quem que eu não falei tudo ainda?
Nice room.
It's a mess. But yeah. Homemade posters. This one's about the
Nah,
Pythagoras.
I've not heard of that band.
Mano, tem um bagulho aqui. Tem um bagulho aqui! Quer ver ela falar que é mais fundo do que parece?
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep. See those metal bars around the edges?
Yeah. What is...
Nothing. Anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix
Filha da puta.
That's one big
Or
dragon.
one very small dragon.
Professor, seu desgraçado de bosta.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener,
She'll still be your niece.
Como assim aquele
but she'll
jardineiro?
depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows, like rats deserting a sinking ship. Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth.
certo.
My daughter loved her. Fiona, too.
Certo.
That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over.
Passeando pelo
Quite a
jardim?
restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
A Freya passeava pelo jardim? Tem algum bagulho naquele jardim, hein, Bran?
That leads back to the gardens.
Ah, pera, calma, aqui não é o jardim, não?
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's just...
Is it working?
No.
It's a bandstand.
It's small for a band.
It's a one-man bandstand.
This is some...
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
And it's full of the same...
Any
weird-
fish in there?
Not a single... Although there is...
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
Já tinha visto isso, já tinha visto isso. Já tinha visto isso.
This is some...
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
Tem um calango aqui.
This is
Do
some...
the plants all look a little strange?
É, mano. Ela vinha aqui pra entrar dentro da boca do caralho aqui, sei lá, mano. Deixa eu voltar a falar com aquele cara lá. Bosta. Bosta de jogo.
Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her.
Que isso, mano? O velho cabeça de telhado, ele
one.
desconfia da
You sound
criança,
jealous.
mano.
Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Por que ele tava assustado, hein, quando ele chegou lá no chão?
He
lá?
should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two
Mano,
don't
esse
get
cara
on?
não gosta de ninguém da torre de lá,
we're
velho.
the best of friends. I don't especially want to talk about
Cabeça
myself.
de telhado, cabeça.
Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
83? Mano, o que você tem a me dizer sobre o retrato pintado?
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar.
E o ovo?
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
E esse pincel e
Here's a
paleta?
thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
E o gramofone?
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical.
E a fita rachada?
I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends.
E o diário
A
secreto?
diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like
Parece,
a
tem uma
diary.
tranca, né? Então parece mesmo. E a foto rasgada?
Poppy's two closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there.
E a miniatura pintada?
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license. This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
E essa
Fitz
fruta
seems
aqui?
rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all.
E essa pazinha decorada?
Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me.
Seu cu. E esse livro sobre pássaros?
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put.
E a estátua com corneta?
Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fish.
É calango, é
Playing a
calango.
trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes. Oh, my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever learnt on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother.
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall. What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Não mudou nadinha.
Oh,
De nada.
if you don't know, perhaps I don't either.
4 penas.
I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue.
E esse calango aqui?
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears.
Whenever I've seen him, yes.
E o papel
Well
amassado?
now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
E as tintas de
Is
freia?
this important?
Possibly.
E a fita
Isn't
danificada?
the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
E a estátua do calango com a
A
harpa?
very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
Ok, já foi tudo?
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
Não levou pra lugar nenhum, né? Conversar com esse velho tantã.
Ah, there's a heart engraved in the tree. I didn't know people actually did that.
PPFF.
PPFF. Coração. PPFF coração?
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that-
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah. Finally, we get to investigate a
It's
murder.
not
Don't
that
ruin this. Finally,
It's
don't ruin this.
Uhum. Aham. PPRT, FML.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to say
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
it's a stone carving. Wonder
I
how...
think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
Ué, tem um suporte
is so
vazio aqui,
different.
mano. Não era pra ter 2 ovos? Porra, que bosta, mano. Depoimento de suspeito, eu já conferi tudo. Quem que eu não falei ainda? A Fifi? O que a Fifi vai me falar? Ah, eu não terminei de falar com a Fifi. Porra.
Name, Haksha. Age, unknown.
Aí você sabe onde tá os 2 ovos. Que 2 ovos?
Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
Ok. E a Pop?
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had, of course, originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Certo.
Name,
Você gosta da
Pointer.
Penelope Pointer?
Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Ela é beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Fiona Fellow,
It's true.
19. Profession, amateur
You're
microbiologist.
beautiful.
Likes, the meaningful archiving of information.
You're beautiful.
Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead
Superpopulação
as Fifi.
silábica.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tinkle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly one grandparent.
Era a Freya? A Freya, elas dividem avô? Não entendi. Tá, o que você acha desse papel amassado?
Who is this her to whom the message
Isso que eu queria
refers?
saber.
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next,
Essa estátua com a corneta.
why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
Foi a Pop que deixou?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
E o livro sobre
Do you
passarinhos?
know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for
Quem
some
que é
time.
sua mãe mesmo? É a Flora?
That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is.
Aí, ó, tá vendo? Confundiu com uma faca, sua burra. É uma pazinha decorada,
I
cara.
believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Is she laughing?
Ué?
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened
Deve ter ocorrido em algum momento nos últimos 2 dias. É, mas tudo rachou, cara. Os potes de tinta tudo rachou. Tem um abafador. Tá rolando algum bagulho de barulho, mano. O barulho rachou as paradas. Porque o Fitz falou que alguém pegou o abafador, né? Às vezes a Freya pegou o abafador pra entrar em algum lugar que tava barulhento e que rachou as coisas por causa do barulho.
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and
No
in the
jardim
grand hall.
e no salão.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
Ela gosta dos meus ovos? Tô brincando, mano. Fita
This
danificada.
belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right, but why?
I do not know.
Você
why.
destruiu meu ovo!
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting.
É isso, é isso. Tem alguma coisa estranha sobre a imagem da Flora na pintura.
Something.
Tem,
Let's ask her about
tem, exato. Isso. Vambora. Tem algo suspeito. Você é suspeita! Você tá na corda bamba, mulher!
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's
É uma
hand,
pazinha, não é uma
Yeah,
faca.
It's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
Ela não vai falar, mano. Olha pra cara de lambisgoia. Não é uma faca.
It's not a knife.
É uma pazinha.
We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is.
É uma pá, caralho. Uma pazinha de jardinagem.
That kinda makes sense.
Não? Algo que explica o objeto em forma de faca no retrato pintado. Isso aqui tem uma espada.
That's not it.
Não é? Putz.
That's not it.
Tá na sua cara? Algo que explica o objeto em forma de faca no retrato pintado. O que parece uma faca? Que não é a pazinha. Besouro, a lente não é. Livro sobre pássaros, a corneta, o caco de vidro não vai ser. Partitura não é. A foto rasgada mostra alguma coisa? Não, e aqui?
That's not it.
As penas também não é. E se for uma pena, na real?
That kinda makes sense.
Não é uma pena? Daí aqui ele tá tocando um pandeiro. Isso daqui não.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Pincel e paleta. Não vai ser um pincel. É aqui?
That's not it.
Eu vou lá saber, cara. Não tenho objeto. Tenho? Eu tenho esse objeto? O que pode ser essa faca? Uma fita?
That's not it.
É isso aí, gente.
That's not
Vambora.
it. That's not it.
Vambora.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Vambora.
That's not it.
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 Vambora.
We'll get to that in a minute. That's
Vambora.
not it. That
Vambora.
kinda makes sense.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Aí, ó! Olha aqui! Porra, não tinha visto. Tá, é um passarinho, é a pena do passarinho. A faca pintada é, na verdade, apenas uma pena de um pássaro borratinho.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
E
It's
agora, hein?
definitely
Vai
the
falar, não
right
vai?
shape, but the
Vai
book's
falar,
not
não
in
vai?
color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and
Claro
white
que
too?
indica! Isso aqui, caralho, indica. Cadê? Isso aqui indica pra caralho.
This little thing.
O filho da puta
I
do
don't
Félix lá falou que
understand
tinha
why
que
Felix would make a
ser
model of
vermelho
this
e branco.
bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
Vamos lá. Qual é a da Flora e o pássaro vermelho e branco dela? Vou lá saber, cara. O pássaro borra tinta. Era a mascote da Flora, então ela guardava uma única pena para lembrar-se disso.
The ink-dipped bird was Flora's pet.
Assim mesmo vocês
so
queriam,
she
né? De
kept
primeira, né?
a
Assim mesmo
single
vocês
feather
queriam, né?
to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either way, she kept the feather.
Será que ela espera ele voltar
I think
algum
it was
dia?
pretty important to her.
All right. So she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah.
Tava no
I think she
ovo.
does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
É aqui que a Flora costuma guardar a pena, no ovo.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
Ela vai falar! Abre a boca, mulher!
She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait. There's something tucked inside this one.
O que é isso? Desenhos da Flora. Desenho de Flora e um passarinho. Uma mensagem escrita à mão no verso. Para você. Com amor, Freya. Beijos. Ela tá com um passarinho. Pititim. É papaizinho. É papai. É papaizinho. Né, Nala? Ah, deixa eu dar um cheirinho na Nala. O passarinho tá mortaço. Ou ele foi embora e nunca mais voltou? Deixa eu ver, calma aí. Desenhos da Flora. Ok, agora eu vou perguntar pra Penélope sobre esse passarinho. O que você me diz sobre esse passarinho aqui? Nem fudendo que eu vou ter que perguntar tudo de novo pra... Ah, tá, não. Ah, tá.
It's that bird.
É.
These must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad.
Grande merda, ele não me falou nada de interessante. Quem que vai saber sobre isso? A Pop ou a Fifi? Que são amigas da Freya. Pra caralho. Vou falar com a Pop que ela tá mais perto, depois eu falo com a Fifi.
How sweet.
Fifi?
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother. Like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
Não? Quem mais vai saber sobre essa porra desse passarinho? E aí, seu animal? Putz, tem muita coisa pra perguntar pra ele ainda. Deixa eu perguntar da fita rachada.
Looks like it might belong to Poppy. Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd.
Por que é estranho?
That looks like it might... It would have been a beauty. Rather a shame Freya was...
Nothing about it seems...
Well, all these modern... The emotion of the piece taking over from, say... and it's
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
knife? That's what you see?
Não, é uma pena,
You
cara.
didn't?
É uma pena, é uma pena.
As I was saying, Freya's artistic approach... distorts certain shapes.
É uma pena, não é uma
Hard to say
faca,
exactly
cara.
What we're looking at. Now this is still in
Opa, calma.
Looks like
E essa partitura aqui?
I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead?
Mano, esse cara sabe muito, velho.
Is that a clue?
It might be.
E esse besouro aqui, cuzão?
What's this all about?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of
Você
gold.
gosta de dinheiro? Dinheiro! Você gosta de dinheiro?
Why don't you ask Fiona about that?
É
one?
Fifi o nome dela,
Looks
caralho.
like her area of
Não é
expertise.
Fiona. Fiona! Burro! Ogros têm camadas!
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely
Estamos
though, doesn't it?
Repito! Sempre estamos peixe!
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant
Ela
young
não gosta muito dele não mesmo.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you
Parecidinho.
yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say.
Lógico, mano, você é chato pra
I
porra. Tô
heard
brincando,
on
hein.
the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item.
Ela tá procurando o
Something
besouro.
called the Golden.
É, eu já sei disso aí, ô
Honestly,
caralho.
it's probably a bunch of sensationalist
Me diz alguma coisa que eu não sei,
You
Félix.
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
Seu
How
cu.
do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Percival Pointer.
Pô, ele não gosta nem um
So,
pouco de você, hein.
What do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
Raika Max valeu pelos 6
I'm
meses,
just
mano. Tamo
saying,
junto.
Keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer.
Luhana valeu pelos
Just
17 meses.
because
Teu
he's
cu
always
valeu pelos
struggled
3
to
meses.
support
Tamo
his
junto.
family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Ok, Kumo 007 valeu pelos 7 meses. Luísa Brunner valeu pelos 100 bits. Boa noite, Canangão. Estou fazendo TCC sobre a Twitch e preciso de respondentes para esse questionário. Me ajudem aí. Bom, tava aí no chat, né? Espero que alguém tenha respondido. Luísa Brunner. Júlio Sodré valeu pelos 5 meses. G. Gabriel valeu pelos 3 meses. Tamo junto. É nóis, hein? O Calango tá tão imerso que tá 3 horas sem ler sub. Tô? Tô não, sou. Tá valendo. Não tô não?
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised
Não leu a
by
mensagem
her
especial?
uncle.
Ele garão da massa vai tomar no
And
seu
he
cu.
really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
Certo, e a Pop,
Poppy's a
hein?
good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
Ela sempre tá deprimida mesmo, igual o Fitz, né, cuzão? Góticos. Góticos. Ok. Com quem eu não falei ainda sobre o desenho? Eu vou falar com ela aqui. Boa tarde.
314 cases solved.
300?
And 14.
E você não resolveu esse? Tá devagar, hein, Sô?
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see.
Ok, deixa eu perguntar pra esse cara do passarinho agora, então. E aí, nerd? Ei, nerd, Trunks, Peter aqui.
Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note on the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
Mano, ninguém quis falar nada sobre esse passarinho, velho.
Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
Quanto tempo que você não vê ele?
Giant stone frog?
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Nenhuma dessas penas é do borra-tinta. Tá, nenhuma dessas penas vai estar sendo do borra-tinta, então. Onde que tá esse passarinho de cu, hein?
trees.
In a garden.
In a garden?
Eu perguntei pra todo mundo do desenho.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
Fala alguma coisa que me ajuda, porra!
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
Não é possível!
I really thought she was gonna say something there. What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
Que mulher antipática do caralho! Fala surdo que eu sou alto!
Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Mas que bucetinha,
We
hein?
met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So,
Bucetinho
if
de
you wanna
cocô.
stick up for him, now's your chance.
Me fala alguma coisa, cara, que me ajuda
Nice
na minha
try.
investigação!
We spoke to your
Por
daughter Phoebe.
favor, eu vou
She's some
chorar, eu
kind of
imploro,
super
cara.
intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Me fala alguma coisa, cara!
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
É...
Were you close with Freya? How are you two related?
É... Aponta pra alguma
Did you
coisa,
kill
mulher.
Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials. You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know.
Vamos pensar, o passarinho dela não tá com ela.
Poppy get along?
Claramente ela tinha um passarinho e ela tá com a pena
Shocker.
dele. Alguém pegou a pena
Grimoire,
dele?
what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Ela tá olhando lá fora.
Half the room is a big
I don't know if you can call it. It's more
the
the sudden absence of wall.
Cadê essa porra dessa pena, maluco? A gente devia olhar na torre de astronomia. Tem alguma pista que eu não vi aqui?
It's too cloudy to see.
It's also daytime.
Every astronomy tower needs.
I want to try.
Por que eu não olhei no telescópio antes? Olha, filha da puta ali, ó.
It's the tower opposite this one. You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
Dá pra ver que tem um cômodo em cima. Um cômodo aqui em cima.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above?
Claro que tem,
Flora's room?
cara. Claro que tem.
We should check that next time we're over there.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off?
Maybe it's glued down.
Essa plantinha não é aquela plantinha que o Borra Tinta gosta de comer?
Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy.
Can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's
Tem uma coisa estranha sobre os
astronomy
hábitos astronômicos do Pointer.
Something suspicious.
Eu também
Let's ask him
acho.
about it.
Você é suspeito, cabeça de telha.
What interests you about astronomy exactly?
Você tá na corda bamba, cara.
It's
Confesso,
not a
você vai em
matter of
cana, meu
being
irmão.
Interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
And how long have you been an
Eu achei que esse cara
astronomer?
nem é
I
astrônomo
really
porra
don't
nenhuma,
like to
hein.
give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient?
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh, go on.
Você não tem o menor interesse em astronomia, você tá querendo que um planeta tenha seu nome e você descobriu que tem um meteoro a caminho da Terra.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
O que ele tá realmente pesquisando? O besouro.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Mano, será que ele foi assustado porque ele viu o besouro? Ou ele viu o borra tinta ou alguma coisa assim? Será que o Pointer usa mesmo seu telescópio para astronomia? Não. O telescópio do Pointer estava, na verdade, olhando para a cena do crime. E não pro céu.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's... you...
A
It's a
Freya
very
gostava de pegar
precious
insetos,
specimen.
isso é verdade.
Incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important.
Ele tava
You were
espionando a
looking to Flora's
Freya.
room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Ah, então ele assustou por causa disso, eu acho.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window.
Ela tava de
I
joelhos,
couldn't
é
see
verdade.
Freya at all. It was fairly dark, and the telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Que isso?
Let's go over what we know about
Vamos
the
ver
crime
o que a gente sabe. Sim. O que nós sabemos? Mano, eu acho que ele viu ou o passarinho ou o besouro. E aí ele... Não sei o que aconteceu,
scene.
né?
Freya was definitely up to something.
Ah, não me diga.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I
Sim,
think.
concordo.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Ir ao jardim. Tem um caranguejo aqui, cara.
This wasn't here before.
Não mesmo.
What is it?
It's a little wooden toy.
Brinquedo de madeira que parece um
There's
caranguejo.
a note
Dinheiro!
stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
Esse... Que nojo. Brinquedo de madeira. Uma camada de tinta escura está sob uma tela de vidro. Esse é meu novo amigo. Ele gosta de música. Melodias simples. Comoverão sua alma. Boa sorte aos dois. Freya. Tá bom.
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
É dela mesmo.
oh,
É dela
it's
mesmo.
confirmed.
Ela não morreu não,
We have
viu?
a ghost
Inclusive.
helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
Negócios pendentes. Continuar. Por que eu não vou continuar? Vamos vir aqui. Deixa eu ver. A cena do
We know
crime.
a little more about the crime scene now.
Ah.
So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
Ela não foi esfaqueada, cara. Ela não foi. Será que Freya foi perfurada por uma faca? Por que o sangue estava na pintura? Vamos ver. Eu não sei. Foi usado para esconder, foi projetado para combinar com... Ó, a pazinha decorada foi projetada para combinar com a pena pintada de borra tinta para parecer uma faca
The ornate
ensanguentada.
trowel was designed to match the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife. Nope.
De onde veio o sangue? Como ele foi usado? O sangue do pote de tinta foi usado para pintar a ponta vermelha de... A pena pintada de borra tinta para parecer uma faca ensanguentada.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather
Okay.
to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Bora saber, véi!
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It
Certo.
stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down.
Certo,
Normally,
também.
it can only be opened from the inside.
Ok.
Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
Certo.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a
Ela foi
perfect right
perfurada
angle.
perfeitamente a
That
90
is,
graus.
directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Então foi a pintura.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with the painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
Falou tudo. Lacrou. Lacrou.